All right, guys. Good evening, everybody. This is Melanie Mitro, and I am the co-host of this call tonight, along with Val Bozzo and Katie Ersta. The three of us are hosting our Tuesday, September 22nd team call, and we are going to do a little recap of our leadership retreat that we just hosted this past weekend in Destin, Florida. And you can see a group picture of all the wonderful ladies that attended this retreat. So we are going to talk to you a little bit about how you get to go to retreats like this and what we did while we were there. We're going to have some guest speakers tonight. We have 5 coaches that attended the event that are going to give you their takeaways, because it wasn't all just fun in the sun and playing in the sand and swimming in the pool. We actually really did a lot of training, and we did an exhausting full day of training and 2 little half-day sessions. And so everybody really did walk away there from that trip, not only making 40 new friends, but just really having a direction for their business, really challenging themselves in the way that they previously have thought about their Beachbody business, and really given themselves some things to focus on, some new goals and friendships. So I think the friendships are always the biggest part, knowing that you're not alone and the struggles that you have in your business are just the same as the person next to you, and that we always, second guess ourselves, and maybe we feel like we're inadequate or we don't deserve, where to be there. But in the end, we all just kind of walked away like, I am that girl. I'm worthy. I deserve this, and so we want to give everybody the opportunity to just learn a little bit about this weekend and what we all took away. So what I want to do is just really quickly, I won't take up very much time, but I do want to just go through some announcements, because we've got 8 days left in the month. And this has just been a record low for coaches just achieving Success Club. And I know that there might be just some distractions, or maybe you're going back to school, or you started a new job, or you've got some new responsibilities or extracurricular activities going on, and you started Beachbody coaching because you had a why, and you wanted to help people, and you wanted to earn some extra income, and you had a vision. Maybe this is even something you foresee becoming a full-time career for you, and maybe you're not quite sure yet. But no matter what, kind of the benchmark of your business is just saying that I'm going to be consistent, whether I'm a slow and steady builder of my business, or I'm fast and I just want to take it to the top right away. Your benchmark for your success is your customer sales, is enrolling new customers into challenge groups, is starting a brand new challenge every single month. It's helping people and saying 3 to 5 people at least a month. And so I want to really encourage you guys to not slow down, not stop, not say, I'll just try again in October when it's a better month, when I have a fresh slate and a clean start, but to really say to yourself, like, I'm not going to go down like this. I feel like character is built in moments where you're faced with an obstacle, or you're faced with a lot of objections, or you're faced with, with some kind of hurdle that you feel like it would be a miracle if you overcame. And when you actually take steps to overcome it and be successful at the end of the month, it sort of builds that confidence in that character. So I want to encourage you all to take advantage of the Success Club or the September Challenge Pack promotions. Guys, there's P90, or there's PIO, there is the PIO Kickstart, and there's a 3-day refresh that are on sale. 140 is PIO, 140 is the refresh. Basically, you're buying Shakeology and basically getting the refresh for free when you buy the challenge pack. And you're getting access to 30 days of Beachbody on demand. So if somebody wants to basically overhaul their diet and their nutrition because they've just stumped to the high heavens in September, why not start with the refresh? Why not give them a 30-day group starting on October 5th, where for 30 days, you can teach them how to start changing their nutrition around. You can help and guide them with some sample meal plans and snack ideas and recipes. But then you can show them how to use Beachbody on demand. Show them how to navigate Beachbody and try the workouts. There's a workout of the day, the challenge du jour. There's lots of ways you can promote that. And it's cheap. Same thing with PIO. The fact that it's on sale this month, again, you're getting a 60-day workout program. Really talk about just kind of stress relief and just kind of getting back to yourself and improving flexibility, and who is PIO good for? And maybe that's something you want to promote, and go back through your contact list and just make connections with people that that maybe said no earlier in the month, and just let them know that the promotion is coming to an end, and that if they want to take advantage of it, they only have 8 more days to go, and offer them some sort of incentive, or a little. When somebody said over this past weekend, like, they gave away for the next 3 people that join their challenge group, they gave away a subscription to the Clean Eating magazine, or they gave them a Fix8 cookbook, or they gave them an Amazon gift card. Or go to people and offer them an incentive, and just say, like, I know how much you want to do this, and so I'm coming to you first. I'm following up with you. I'm doing a promotion for the next 24 hours. I'm giving away a $20 Amazon gift card to the next 3 people that join my challenge group, and I wanted you to have first dibs before I put it out there publicly. And that's an easy way to go back and follow up with people and tell them what your vision is for your October challenge group, what you're going to do to help them, and really make it all about the support that you're going to provide, right? Also, if you hit Success Club this month, you're going to get P90X, P90X2, and the one-on-one, like that other P90X extra. It's like a $300 value. Think about this: Christmas presents, or a giveaway, or maybe it's a program you'd like to try, that you're going to get all of that for hitting Success Club 5 or higher in the month of September. Also, if you are a coach and you're not a part of the Beachbody Champions page, this is just a Facebook page that Team Beachbody is given for all coaches to join. If you just Google, or not Google search, but go on Facebook in the search bar and join that group, there's just training and announcements and things from corporate. It's kind of another way to stay plugged in. It's like a huge team page. I would suggest you turn off the notifications. Maybe you want to add it to your favorites so that you can just go in there maybe once a day or once a week and check out what's going on. But sometimes some great training and resources pop up to help you with your business too. Also, if you're a new coach, make sure you have set up a one-on-one call with your upline. Make sure you're plugged into a new coach training. Make sure you are taking initiative on your own to get yourself started right. Don't wait for your upline to come to you, but really kind of take that step and say, I want to get my business started. Where do I need to go from here? Point me in the right direction. Go to the training section of your Coach Online office and start working down that list of a new coach, of an Emerald coach, and doing all of the assignments that are in each category along the way. Also, we are doing a volume promotion for the month of September, where anybody that got over 500 personal volume points and got on our weekly top producers shout out board, and this is team wide, this is through the entire organization. I've been doing some small group calls, and I owe the people from last week a call, but this is the people that just hit it as of last Thursday. If you haven't given me your email address yet, I've been sending out the messages to everybody, giving them the invite through email of this call. So you need to just send it to me in a personal message if you have not gotten the invite to this yet. But it will be Thursday, this upcoming Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And as long as I have your email, if you miss the call, I always send out the recording afterwards. And every week it's been a different topic or discussion of the week. And I've got some great training opportunities for you guys this Thursday. So this upcoming Thursday will be the last Thursday to get on the volume, the top producers, in order to achieve that goal. I do have the personal volume board. It's on my Dream Team page. And this is for the entire organization. It's not just for personally sponsored coaches. So it is Dream Team as an organization wide. So that encompasses all the other large organizations that we have too. So it is weekly. It happens every single Thursday. It goes by the business weeks. So on Thursday mornings, when recognition happens, when ranks change over, that's when this comes out. So I'm just answering some of the questions that people are asking in that comment section. All right, so very quickly, just a shout out to those that have achieved Success Club so far this month. Alyssa Shoemaker with 28 Success Club points. Kim Danger is 23. Kim is pretty high up there every single week on our volume category and our Success Club, and she's actually going to be speaking on next Monday night's team call, giving her top tips for how she maintains being a top producer every week out of the entire month. So just give those people on this list, make sure you give them a shout out. They are doing a great job. They're not they're consistent. They are willing to put themselves out there in invites. They're consistent with social media. They are finding ways to connect and reach out, and they're really doing the 3 vital behaviors. So congrats to everybody on this list for a job well done. We have a couple of pages of Success Club 10 All-Stars, so congrats. It's nice to see some new names on the list. And then our Success Club 5 All-Stars, you guys are getting the prizes. You're getting up to 5 customer leads for next month too. So congrats, guys, on a job well done, and I hope to see everybody else's name on this list next week as we finish out the rest of the month. So good job. Nice job. Really proud of you. So, all right. Up next, let's talk a little bit about what is a retreat? How do I get to go? And the importance of events. So I am going to turn it over. Actually, Katie doesn't know this. If you want to take the first bullet point, I'll let you talk about what is a retreat. I can take the second, and I'll have Val do the third, and then we're going to turn it over to our guest speakers. So Katie, if you want to unmute, I will let you take over.
Did you see that picture?
I did, but I just saw it and I just grabbed it, and I haven't commented yet, but I loved it. And so
I was like, did I post that earlier today? And then I thought I was losing my mind. So you guys, please excuse Melanie. And I can tell by her voice that she's exhausted, and I am just kind of like crazy on a high from everything that we sort of have been through. So I have to really just take a minute to tell all of the women who were there at the retreat, just thank you. I just am truly blessed that I had the opportunity to spend the last 5 days with so many like-minded women, so many women who were just driven, not just to be successful in the business, but their drive is truly based on helping people. They really want to build a thriving business that's based on the idea of they are leading first with heart, and that is something that means so much to me. So a retreat, Melanie and I have done a couple of retreats together. So the first retreat we ever did was back in Deep Creek, and everyone who went to the retreat was an Emerald or above. Another retreat we did was for Diamond and above, and this was a retreat specifically for coaches who met different criteria based on leadership skills that we sort of assigned. So a retreat is not something that is sponsored by the actual Beachbody, by Team Beachbody. It is an event that is hosted by your team. So Melanie, myself, and Val, all of us really got ourselves together, and we all have these different ways of running our businesses, but it's all rooted in the same idea of helping people without doing it for them. So we have different styles, we bring different skills to the table, and we wanted to be able to come together and really provide a training for everybody at the leadership retreat that would really get the best of all 3 of us. So Val specifically talked about confidence. Mel talked a lot about having a marketing strategy and gave specific bullet points on how to do it. And I talked a lot about overcoming obstacles. So yes, the retreat was really just an opportunity for us to all go on a mini vacation, I guess, but it was so much more than that. We did spend a lot of time with the trainings. We spent about a day and a half really getting into our business, and we really focused on skills that we want to make sure that we're talking about with our teams, especially as we get into the 4th quarter, which, as many of you know, can sometimes be that time of year where it gets a little bit slower and we really have to up our game. And, you know, we talked a lot about social media and the ways that it changed, and how we can really just bring our A game, so to speak. So the retreat was really that opportunity. So I think that's the point that you wanted me to touch on. And then somebody else was touching on how I get to go. You know, or did you want me to talk about all 3 now?
Nope, you're good. Yeah, I wanted to talk about what is a retreat, and I'll talk about how you get to go, and then Val can handle the importance of events. So yes, it was an absolutely, it was just a great weekend. It was really amazing to see these 40 women come in to this retreat and sort of be like, oh my gosh, I'm so anxious. I don't know anybody. I'm so afraid. What did I get myself into? I know people were talking, they're like, I wanted to cancel. I didn't want to go, And so, but I'm so glad that everybody did come. So glad that everybody made that commitment. And so how do you get to go on a retreat? A lot of people are asking. So it's set by different criteria by different coaches. So when we started and did our first one, as Katie was saying, right, it was Emerald and above. We were a very small team. So we started out by doing smaller retreats. And so there was a requirement that you had to hit Success Club for 2 consecutive months. You had to be an Emerald coach. Well, then as our team began to grow, last year we did a Diamond retreat where you had to be Diamond and you had to hit Success Club in order to attend. And then this year, as our teams got even bigger, we decided that the 3 of us were going to kind of team up, and we were going to have criteria and really base it on the leadership ladder, and not just being a Diamond coach, but coaches that truly did have some skin in the game, that were advancing their business forward. And so we sort of split up and said, this is what we're going to require for our teams. And we kind of each took an individual stand with our teams and had a certain number of spots that we were able to invite people to go based on where you were on that leadership ladder and your investment in the business. So if you're saying to yourself, I want to be on a retreat like this next year, I want to be a part of an event where I'm, getting to meet everybody and I'm getting training and I'm getting that one-on-one attention, your goal between now and next year, because it's going to happen, is to take a look at your business and say, I know I at least need to be a Diamond coach minimum. And most likely you're going to need to be ranked on that leadership ladder as a team leader. That would be my goal for you guys. So if you don't know what the leadership ladder is, your first order of business is to talk to your upline, ask them how you can start advancing from a business starter to a team builder to a team leader. And then if you're already a team leader, how do you get to the next step? So the more you've advanced your business forward, the more likely that you'll get an invite to this retreat when we announce the requirements for it next year. So getting to go. And then if you yourself are like, hey, I've got a team, got some Emerald coaches, or I'm a Star Diamond, I think I would like to host my own retreat. That is also something else that you can do. And we started these team retreats very small, where everybody brought food and everybody shared the responsibilities of cooking, and we had a small house. Or I know people that just do a one-day event at their house where they just do training on getting coaches started right, on inviting, on handling objections, on social media, so you can team up and do things with the coaches on your team as well. So getting to go, it's all about just saying to yourself, all right, I know that this leadership ladder is very important. I need to get myself on the right path with that right now. So that's sort of how you can sort of lay out a roadmap. If you're going to talk a little bit about planning, I know Katie Pibwar is going to talk about ending what you do this year is going to set you to the stage for next year. And it's not too early to start thinking about this kind of stuff, especially if you want to be there next year. All right. Okay. So Val, I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to let you talk about what the importance of events are.
Super cool. All right, guys. So the importance of events is literally like a game changer in your business. So I will tell you, I went to Melanie's very first Emerald retreat 2 years ago, I think it was, and I didn't know anyone. I made this commitment. I did not really have the money, because it's one objection that we hear a lot, like, I don't have the money or my business is going. I promise you that the investment is beyond worth it. Not only for the fact that you're getting to go to this team retreat, like you have a spot there because you have earned it, but also because you are going to be surrounded by like-minded people. You see all of us on social media, right? Or you see other coaches who maybe are like kind of right around the same spot in business as you are. Well, whenever you get to go to these events, guys, it's like this community. We're just surrounded with each other and we get to chat about business and friendships. I mean, I seriously left this retreat, the retreat we just hosted, feeling like on top of the world. Like I just made 40 new best friends and it was incredible. So like rewinding back 2 years ago to this Emerald retreat, when I went in completely blind, not knowing anyone, way out of my comfort zone, I left that retreat meeting Katie Mel and Deidre and, all of these people who signed up around the same time as me. And we've really just taken on our businesses and drive them forward together. So, whenever we go through these months, like I'll use this month as an example, right? Because September, it's a record low month. There are going to be times when you're like, oh, man, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? Is somebody else going through this? You get to call on these friends in the business and be like, hey, what can we do? Can we game plan? Can we strategize? And you know them more personally. I just feel like this is, Beachbody has events throughout the year as well for reasons, because we all get drained at times. We all get to this point where it's kind of like a wall and we need new ideas and we need some friends to lift us up. So these events that we host and that you guys do is seriously just like, it's incredible. And I don't know, I just want to encourage you guys to truly do this. Mel had mentioned, get to host your own. I personally have hosted a couple just evening get-togethers at my own house. And just to do that, just to bring your team together, it's so amazing to watch the friendships and the community blossom within your team. So I really hope that you all take this information tonight that you're going to hear from these other coaches who were at this retreat and really let it sink in and say, okay, well, this is going to be my goal. And I want to either host my own or I'm really going to drive my business forward. So that way, next year, when this big event comes around, you will have that spot, you'll have it earned, and you're going to show that you're a leader and that you're really stepping up and driving your business forward. So take notes tonight and really let it all sink in, because this is so important in your business.
Thank you, Val.
Yeah.
All right, so up next on our call, we're going to jump into our coaches that attended the retreat. So I am actually I really like this picture because I really feel like a lot of what we do in our business is sort of a leap of faith. It's sort of kind of throwing ourselves out there and just saying, I trust the people around me. I trust my sponsor. I trust my friends. I know that I'm moving in the right direction. I believe in the mission of Team Beachbody. I believe in my passion and my drive to help other people. And I know that if I can just keep myself focused on the road ahead, I'm going to achieve my goals. And when I hit that bottom of that pool, when I hit that water, it's all going to come together, right? We're going to laugh. We're going to have a good time. We're going to build a great business together. So let's jump into Daria Nettleton, and she is going to talk to you guys about marketing strategy. So Daria, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, you can just give a quick intro and go for it.
Sure. Can you hear me, Mel? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, good. Okay, great. Excellent. Okay, so I'm Daria Nettleton, and I'm a diamond coach, and I've been working my business for about a year now. I am actually a full-time working mom, just to give you a little bit of background, and I do have a family and about 19 animals. So I'm crazy busy. So this piece of the training pertaining to strategy is so critical for me. And, it's funny because you can totally follow through on your fitness with this in terms of your discipline to do it and your consistency. But then when it came to my Beachbody business, for some reason, I just continue to struggle here. It's just my Achilles heel. So basically, making sure that you're looking at your month and really mapping out a plan for what each week is going to look like is so important. Starting out with, your first week and what you're going to do, because, we all want to hit Success Club, and it's just so important that these 4 weeks really have a plan. And, something that Melanie has taught us, and it takes me a while for things to sink in. Sometimes I need to, you kind of like see what's going on around you and you get distracted. So really mapping this out has been key for me and my success. Making sure that in week 1, you're advertising, for your challenge groups, and maybe you're starting a new Coach Basics, because that's what you want to be doing in week 1. On week 1, the goal would be to hit Success Club. It would be great to be able to hit Success Club in week 1. And you'll see that as we go through the month, how that can materialize for you. When you're moving into week 2, you're still maybe, finalizing advertising that challenge group, because in week 3 you're going to start one, but you're advertising for that challenge group, and then maybe you're moving into a sneak peek. You're going to be advertising. You're starting to maybe starting your strategy for what is your 5-day sneak peek going to be. You definitely want to advertise the business. You want to show the business opportunity and what it means to be a coach. That part of it tends to be a sticking point for me, making sure that I'm putting myself out there in a regular cadence and advertising that this is a business opportunity, because most people don't know that. So in week 2, starting that drive for it. Because when you start week 3, you're going to start a new challenge group, and then you're going to have your coach 5-day sneak peek. And then during that week, you're going to have your opportunity call, because you also want to advertise for that. So we talk about posting 3 to 5 times a day. Well, these are the kinds of things, during the week you're going to want to be posting, and kind of putting it out there at times during the week that are going to be high traffic times, whether it's in the morning or later on in the evening, and you get people thinking about it. And making sure that you're doing that on a regular basis. So then maybe they would reach out to you on that Sunday night and say, hey, put me into your sneak peek for the week. I really want to learn something about this. And then their other opportunity is your coach opportunity call that you're going to be having in that week. Also in week 3, you're going to want to start thinking about what's happening in the next month. What are you going to do for that next month? October's coming up. So what types of groups are you going to have? And what are you going to do in terms of what types of plans? Halloween's going to come up. Are you going to do a detox? What kind of, type of programs do we have right now? We have the 3-day refresh. We're moving into October. So that's actually something to think about as we move into week 4. Because in week 4, you might want to continue to advertise for challenge groups to set you up for week 1 of October. And like I said, we're still doing that 3-day refresh. So that's a challenge pack. So maybe people are going to be interested in doing that towards the end of the month and moving into the new month. Or maybe they want to do a challenge group the first. I always have some place to go. Then you're moving into week 1 again, and you're going to start New Coach Basics if you had anybody that signed up for your sneak peek or they had an interest in it. You also have those challenge groups that are going on. So your new coaches are going to have some place to put their people. So it's really just setting up that cadence and being very deliberate about it and very disciplined about it. Because if you're doing that on a regular basis, then people are going to know what to expect. And it's going to kind of come up again. So maybe last month they weren't interested, but then this month they might say, hey, she keeps talking about that coach opportunity, that business opportunity. You didn't really talk about it all month, but you had this whole week where you were talking about it. And then it comes up again, and then they start kind of paying a little bit more of attention. Maybe something happened at work that triggered them. They got, really frustrated, and they're thinking, maybe I do want to do this. That looks fun, making fitness a business, and it's something I'm into. And then you have your challengers that are kind of coming out of their challenge groups as well. And, they might start to consider it because they've had a great result. And you had those challengers at the beginning of the month, now the middle of the month. So it's kind of like this rolling thing. So I'm going to close up here soon, but what I do want to say is hip hooray. I hit Success Club 6. Holy Lord. That was I never, ever, ever, I'm always sliding into home at the end of the month, but because I have implemented this strategy and I trusted the process, it worked. So, that's something that is just, it's something you learn. And like I said, I've been doing this for a year, and I'm continuing to learn every single day. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes, marketing strategy is so key to your success. And even as a brand new coach, you can take away a lot from that. Good, Shana, I'm glad. And if you have questions, make sure you put it on your list, set up a call with my coach, go over marketing strategy for October, or ask this question on the next call so that you are able to nail this down, because you're at a point where you can start thinking about it. All right. Thank you, Daria. Really appreciate it that you took the time to speak to us. Oh, and if you are not muted, just make sure you mute yourselves. Some people keep getting unmuted for some reason. All right. Rachel Harvey is up next. Rachel, I'm going to let you take over. She's going to talk about controlling the controllable.
So I'm Rachel Harvey, and I'm a new diamond coach. I've been in this business. When I went down to Destin, it was 3 months to the day. So I'm one of those people that I saw a goal and I just had to hit it because I like a challenge. So I realize not everyone is that kind of person. I'm also very busy. I'm a photographer, and I go to schools very early in the morning. And so that's a challenge with this business, is getting enough sleep, hence the glasses. But anyway, I have 2 little boys at home and my husband. And so I'm just like all of you, and I'm really, really grateful that I got to have this opportunity. I wasn't even sure. I saw pictures of people going to the cruise and all this other stuff, and I was like, that'll never be me. And it really, really can happen. It's just about being consistent. So one of the things that I really appreciated about the trainings was that we got to spend some time with Kim Carver from corporate, and his talk that he had was talking about the 3 disciplines of leadership. And one of those things that he talked about was controlling the controllable. And this was something that was very difficult for me when I started, because I have that mentality of go, go, go. Like, I saw a goal and I had to hit it. And that's great, except when it doesn't happen, and then it's just earth-shattering. And then what do you do? Because you can't control that. And oh my goodness, it's the end of the month and I didn't hit Success Club, and you just that fear and just not being able to control everything can paralyze you. And so basically, I was just constantly reminded that do the vitals. Do those 3 vitals that we talk about day in, day out. That you need to be a product of the product, that you need to be getting your workouts in, that you need to be drinking your Shakeology, that you need to have a clean eating lifestyle, that you need to show people that this stuff works. And we all know that. The second one is about inviting. This is the part that gets hard when you're a busy mom or you're busy with your full-time job. For me, that's the hardest part, is because I can get burned out really, really fast. When you go to hit a goal like Diamond in 60 days, it's ridiculous. You feel like you're using up all your friends, and you're just go, 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 go. And yet, even though you push and invite, there's those days where you don't feel like it. You just don't want to. But again, reminded, doing the basics. And I know with everybody coming off of Cup Month, you might be like me, where you're feeling a little like, oh my goodness, I just invited a bazillion people just for Cup Month, and what do I do now? And I decided this month I just got to sit back and do what I can do, and invite. And if it's 3 invites for the day, get those 3 invites done. And do it in a fearless way. We talked about fearless inviting, just not going on and on and on about a story, just inviting them to what you're doing. Come to my challenge group. So anyway, what Kim had talked about, just the fact that all this emotional energy that comes into what we're doing, that you're spending all this time inviting, you're spending all this time being a product of the product, you're spending time in personal development. What happens when it just doesn't happen? And so what we really need to worry about is focusing on what we can control, so that we can have peace of mind, and that peace of mind just then will help us in all the other aspects that we're trying to do. You need to be able to slow down and realize it's not all going to happen overnight, and you can't force people to buy anything. You can't force people to make changes in their life, and you can just encourage and support. That's your job as a coach. Time management and making sure that your priorities are in line, that when you have 1 hour, when you have your power hour, that you're doing the things that are most important. And it's easy to get distracted on Facebook. It's easy to get distracted in real life. So set aside that time and make sure you're using it wisely for the things that are going to take you to your goal. So I know we'll be touching on goals later as well, but focus on what your goal is, whether it's for the day, the week, the month, quarter, year, and break it down and make sure that the things that you're doing every day are aligning with that goal so that you're making forward progress. And then everything that we're doing to make sure that you're doing the most important things first. Life gets in the way. Make sure that the things that are most important for your business are getting done first. So everything that Kim had mentioned about controlling the controllable was something I needed to hear, because I worry way too much about things that I can't control. So I'm just stepping back, taking a breather, doing my vitals, and just it's going to happen. So that was what I had to take.
Thank you, Rachel. You did a great job. Control the controllable is something that with Kim, I think I say it a million times, and you just keep yourself in that control the controllable mindset, and it makes knowing what to focus on a little easier. So thank you. Thank you so much. It was great to meet you, Rachel, this weekend too. So, all right, up next, we have Lauren Mudd, and she's going to talk to you guys about the importance of your why. Lauren was a full-time teacher, and she has a daughter and was just able to cut back and not go back full-time. So she's going to talk to you guys a little bit about what she took away about your why. So go ahead, Lauren, take over.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, great. So thanks for that introduction, Melanie. And just to go back on what Val was saying about these events, is I was one of those people who was saying that I'm not going to go on this. I don't want to buy a plane ticket. And my husband said, you know what? You really need to do this. And I'm so glad I did, because I got so much out of it. I had a lot of anxiety going into it, and now I wish I hadn't left, especially because it's really cold in Maryland right now. But I'm going to talk about your why and why it's really important to develop it and to go through it. So the first night that we were in Destin, we were all sitting around and we were just introducing ourselves, and we were talking about, what drove us to Beachbody and why we wanted to coach. And I'm listening to these fantastic women tell these amazing stories about how they had these amazing transformations, or how something very tragic had happened in their lives. And, Beachbody came into their life and it changed everything. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I kind of suck, because I don't have anything like that. Like, nothing tragic has happened to me. I didn't have a huge transformation story or anything like that. And so nobody really wants to know my why. And I was kind of bummed about it. But then the next day we, did a breakout session, and we were talking in groups about what our why is and how we could really form it. And I was I don't even remember who I was with, but we were talking, and I said, my why is kind of selfish. Like, I wanted to lose weight and I wanted to make money. And that's my why. Who wants to hear that? Who wants to see me post that on social media? And somebody said to me, she's like, well, why though? Why did you want to lose weight? Why did you want to make money? And I really delved a lot deeper into it. Okay, so what was my why for wanting to lose weight? Well, I grew up with a very poor body image. I suffered with eating disorders that I never really told anybody about. And, why did I want to make money? Well, I was in a job that I really didn't like, and it was making me really unhappy, and I wasn't spending time with my daughter. So after delving a little bit deeper into my why, I was really able to put something together that people could relate to. Because there are a lot of people out there who maybe don't have dramatic transformations the way I did, but maybe they suffered with poor body image issues, or somebody who needs to spend a little bit more time with their children. So even though my why wasn't so over the top and dramatic, it's still something I think a lot of people can relate to. So really thinking about that why really helped. And so it got me thinking about my new coaches, and when I get them on their Getting Started Right call. A lot of people that I talk to, when I ask them what their why is, it is to help people. And I think that we all as Beachbody coaches want to help people. However, I'm going to start asking them to delve a little deeper. Why do you want to help people? And I have a new coach, and Alex, I think you're on this call right now, who she had an amazing why, and I talked to her about it, and she really delved in. She says, I want to help people. And I asked her, why do you want to help people? And I'm not going to tell you what she said because it was very personal, but, it really struck a chord with me. and how I really need to get all my coaches to do that. So why do you want to help people? What deep down in your heart makes you want to help people? And going back to something that Kim Carver said, was he told us that when we left, we needed to pull up our voice memos on our phone, and we had to record our why. And so that when those days come, when we are ready to give up, when we're not hitting Success Club or our coaches aren't producing volume, and we're ready to throw in the towel, because let's face it, that's going to happen to everybody. It's happened to me hundreds of times in the past year. Play that voice memo so that you remember that why. You remember why you're doing this. You remember why you want to help people and why you want to help yourself and your family in the process. So I really encourage you to sit down and really keep asking yourself, okay, I want to help people, or I want to help my family, and keep asking yourself, why? Because it took probably a good 3 or 4 hours for me to sit down and write my why, but I just kept asking myself, okay, why? And I really came up with something that I think a lot of people can relate to. And, you just need to constantly remind yourself of that. So that's all I have. Again, thank you, Melanie. This was an amazing experience for me. So I really encourage you all to, reach out to your upline, find out what the requirements are for any sort of retreat, and get yourself on one, because it really is a life-changing experience.
Thank you, Lauren. All right. So importance of your why, definitely something that everybody struggles with, but also the most pivotal point in your business, where it drives you to achieve your goals, because your why is so strong that it brings you to action on days when you don't feel like doing it. So again, if you need help with really creating and developing your why, if you go into the Coach Online office, there is under the video library, there is a section on your why. Leveraging the power of your story was actually presented by one of our own, Katie Ersta and Danielle Natoni. It's in the Coach Online office. You want to perfect your why, go there and listen to the Leveraging the Power of Your Story. So, all right, next up, we have Katie Pivowar, and she is going to talk to you a little bit about the importance of what you do now and how ending this year strong is going to set you up for next year. So, Katie, I will mute myself and let you take over.
Hey, can you hear me? My internet connection is kind of unstable, so if I'm crackling in and out, I apologize. But my name is Katie Pivowar. I am a lifetime 2-star diamond coach. I recently, within the last month actually, quit my job and was able to go into coaching full-time. So this was my 3rd retreat with Melanie. I was there for the Emerald Retreat, so I just keep chugging along with her, enjoying them every step of the way. This one by far was my absolute favorite. I loved listening to Kim talk. And what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about tonight is how ending 2015 is going to set you up for 2016. So you're thinking it's the end of the year, there are only a couple of months left. It would be really easy to just kind of maybe do the bare minimum and really hit the ground running once the new year starts. But you can't think like that. Like, you've got to get out of your own head and think that it's going to be better the next month, or it's going to be better the next month. You've got to be in the now, right? So with that, what you want to do is build a solid foundation for the rest of the year, so people see you consistently progressing with your own health and fitness, with your own business, so that when 2016 rolls around, they're continuing to watch you grow and progress versus somebody who just kind of like stalls out. So I want you to look at this in the sense of your challengers, right? You can use this kind of mindset to talk to potential challengers. Why wait until New Year's to get started on your health and fitness journey? Start it now. There's 14 weeks left in the year. If I know some of us have seen posts here and there, but if you lose a pound a week for the next 14 weeks, you're going to start 2016 almost 15 pounds lighter. If you lose 2 pounds a week, there's almost 30 pounds lighter, right? So get them into that mindset where if you start now, you're going to be ahead of the game when everybody else is starting 3 months from now. As far as your business is concerned, look at it in the sense of, when we started out as coaches, we have these awesome long-term goals, right? I told Melanie from the start, I'm never going to quit my job at the vet clinic. You can see my cat back there photobombing me. Like, I'm an animal person. she's right back there. Anyway, I'm an animal person through and through. I said I was never going to quit the vet clinic. But as my business started growing and started developing, this was a conversation I had with some of the girls. My passion for animals didn't change, but my priorities did. And it came down to wanting to be able to do more within this business because I felt like it grew me as a person, right? So long term, I never said I was going to quit my job. But then I got to long term, my goal was to pay off my student loan debts because I'm up to my eyeballs in debt, right? So if I look at that big goal, it seems really unattainable, right? Like, I'm going to throw this out there. I have close to 60 grand in student loan debt, okay? As a new coach, you look at that and you're like, it's never going to happen. How is this going to work? But you want to set small goals for yourself, okay? So look at it in the sense of you've got these long-term goals are going to help you productivity because you don't think about the little steps to get you to the big step. So set little steps for yourself, right? So set goals based on quarters. Since Beachbody runs in quarters, every 3 months, set a goal for yourself, a bigger goal, right? So by the end of this quarter, which is the end of the year, I want to be an emerald coach or I want to be a diamond coach, okay? So then break that down into 4-week increments. So you've got 3 4-week increments until you get to the end of the year. So each month, each 4 weeks, I'm going to hit Success Club. I'm going to add 2 new coaches. Like, set small goals for yourself that are going to add up till you hit those bigger goals. And then those intermediate goals are going to get you to the point where you hit your long-term goals. And by setting up these small benchmarks along the way, it'll help you as far as reaching your goals and setting yourself up for next year so that your business continues to grow, your health continues to improve, and you continue to be the example that you started out to become.
Perfect. Goal setting is such an important part of your business. And like breaking it down, like Kim said, right? The 4-week increments, because it's so easy to get overwhelmed. So being able to sit down and say, this is what I want to achieve, spending time with your sponsor coach, being able to sit back and say, like, what can I realistically achieve in the next 4 weeks? And Kim did that. It was so awesome. He worked with each coach if they wanted to and helped them. But that's something your upline can help you with too, or that we can help you guys. So feel free to pick our brains and say, like, which my goals be, or create a vision board and really kind of outline where you want to go over the next 6 months and the next year. And then it gives you a direction. So thank you, Katie, for sharing your feedback. That was really great. So we have one more person left to go. Thank you guys for hanging in there and staying on the call. Jen Guthrie from Mississippi. She's just got the cutest little voice you've ever heard. And she is going to sort of piggyback on that and talk about goals, which I think is perfect. And a perfect way to sort of finish out the call this evening. So Jen, if you want to go ahead and take over, I will mute myself.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Jen Guthrie, and I'm a 1-star diamond coach on Team Legacy United with Val. And I'm a full-time teacher, and this is my about to be 10-month mark as a coach. And I hear a lot of times from new coaches, well, I work full-time. How can I do this? And I love it because I get to say, me too. I work full-time too. And the reason it happened is because of goal setting. I set tiny goals, piggybacking off of what was said. I set a weekly goal. So when I first started, my weekly goal was to post 3 times a day that week. That's a tiny goal that adds up to great success. If you do that every single day for that first week, you've accomplished something and you should celebrate that. And then do it again the next week and add something more. Then add something else. Maybe it's checking into your challenge group 3 times a day instead of 2 times a day. Those little tiny goals, investing in people, is what has built my business. My why is what drives my goal. So little backstory, my husband was working part-time and he's going to grad school full-time, and I wanted him to come home at night. I didn't want to never see him. We had only been married for a year. So that drove me. I was like, I can replace his income with this business.
So I set goals to align with my why. So if your why is you just want a hobby with some extra income, set goals for that. Your upline can help you. If your why is you want to stay home from work, set goals to meet that, and you will. There are goals for every level of coaching in this business, and it's those small things that add up. So break it down daily. Tell yourself, post 3 times a day, non-negotiable, make it happen, and check in with your groups. If you're running groups and not checking in, they're not going to be successful groups because those people are depending on you. Weekly, my goal is always 2 challengers or 2 discount coaches weekly. And monthly, it's Success Club 5. And where my business is right now, it's recruiting working coaches. But for you, it might be hitting Success Club 5, recruiting challengers. That's fine. Maybe your monthly goal is turning 1 challenger into a coach. Make it fit your plan. Make it fit where you want to go. And your upline will help you also. Goals for new coaches, if this is like your first month and you're just starting and someone comes to you and says, hey, I want to coach too. This is something that really came to light to me over the retreat. When you talk to new coaches as they join, find out their goals, find out what they want to do. Maybe they just want to do it for a hobby, and maybe they just want a discount, and that's okay. We want them to go diamond and 1-star diamond, 2-star diamond, but if that's not for them, then those goals don't match up with their goals. So don't impose your goal on somebody who's just coming on to your team. I've done that in the past and it has not worked out. So I'm adjusting my business now to teach to what their goal is. And I'm finding much more success in that. So my last thing that I want to close out with is, where do you want to be in a week? Where do you want to be in a month? Where do you want to be in a quarter? Where do you want to be in a year? Write these things down, talk with your upline coach, and get a plan of goals to meet daily, weekly, and monthly, and you will be successful. So those are my biggest takeaways. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right. So, guys, as we finish out the call, and kind of go through this, you've got a lot of call to actions in here, right? So there's a lot of things am I frozen? All of you guys are frozen. No, I'm okay. All right. All of a sudden, okay, good. Okay. So all of a sudden everybody was frozen on my end. So, let me go back here. All right. So as you sort of listen to this call, and I've even been taking some notes, is where do you want to start? Start with your why. Have you wrote out your why? Have you sat down with a piece of paper and a pencil and just wrote out and kind of just dumped your mind onto a sheet of paper of why you're here and what drives you to success, and be willing to sort of be vulnerable and say, I'm driven by money because I need to pay my bills, or I'm driven by my family, or I'm driven by, wanting to leave a full-time job, or whatever it may be, not wanting to go back to a job, whatever it is, or just the accountability or support. And so go over that, share that with your coach, then set some goals for yourself. Where do you want to be 30 days from now? Create a marketing plan around that. So each one of these things are just important. One builds on top of the other. And so tonight, just take some time before you shut down your computer, before you go to bed, and just say, how can I take this call information and put it into action right now? And how can I achieve my goals and take just one step at a time? And if nothing else, right, control the controllable, guys. When you wake up in the morning, you can't control if people say yes or no, if they're going to give you a price objection, they're going to accept your friend request. The things that you can control are your behaviors. You can invite more people. You can be consistent with your posting. You can lead by example. You can grow yourself personally with personal development. You can put yourself in situations where you can meet more people. Those are the things you control. So stay in that working mindset, that positive mindset that I can do this, I can achieve anything I put my mind to, and you will be successful. All right, last but not least, I did not say this at the beginning, but Super Saturday is coming up. It's the weekend of October 16th, 17th, and 18th. If you want to come to Pittsburgh, we would love to have you. We've got people flying from South Carolina, driving from Rochester, New York. Come in. We have executive Vice President Jeff Hill from corporate. You see him on Summit. You see him on all the videos. He is one of the top dogs in Beachbody, coming in to provide training to coaches in the organization. We also have Jericho, who just signed a contract. She was from Combat and Les Mills Pump, and she's going to be doing a live workout here in Pittsburgh along with Cam. And so I'm sure there'll be some releases of information or little snippets of what the next fitness program is going to be. So please reserve your ticket. It's going to be at Stage AE. If you just go to the search bar on Facebook, and it's an event, it's called the Fourth Quarter Playbook, Pittsburgh Super Saturday, Black and Gold. Please get down and come to this event. It's going to be key. Bring people that are interested in coaching, new coaches, doesn't matter what team you're on, be there. Secondly, Kim Carver, who came to our retreat, is coming to Pittsburgh November 14th in Pittsburgh. We are doing a diamond training in the morning, and then we're going to do a 3 vital behaviors in the afternoon. Again, we would love to have you come to Pittsburgh also. So that's some 2 important dates. The importance of coming to events are key. We heard all about it tonight. We want to see you guys all here at the next event. Guys, thank you so much. Those of you that spoke, everybody that came, it was just an amazing weekend, amazing retreat. And we're just fired up to get back and take it and move it forward. So if there's anything that Val or Katie, you guys would like to add, you're more than welcome to close us out and give another call to action if you would like.
I think you did good. I think the call went awesome. Thank you guys all for hopping on. And seriously, like, we say this all the time, you know, if I can do it, you can do it. If Mel can do it, you can do it. Katie, you can do it. Like, it's just setting these small attainable goals. And it's okay if you say, I want to help people at first. We really covered that topic. You know, we have these big goals and these big whys, but we have all come into this business saying, I want to help people. And that's where we are all genuine. And everyone on this call or listening to this recording, you have a reason and a purpose to be here. So just drive it home, guys. You got it.
Perfect. All right, team. Katie, you're good. I can't find you. Oh, there you are. Okay, you're all good? Okay. All right, guys. Have a really awesome night. I will get this recording uploaded. We'll get it shared with you guys. You can share it with your teams. And we'll see you back here. We'll be back on our normal schedule, so next Monday night. And if you have your own team calls going on, make sure you plug into your upline so you know where you're supposed to be next week. So take care, everybody, and have an awesome night. See you later, guys. Take care. Bye, Sarah. Saw you waving to me down there at the bottom.